Hey everybody, welcome back and Happy New Year. 2025 is coming in and it's that time of year. Everybody's looking to make some New Year's resolutions, and today I want to share some of mine. Let's get into it. Hey, it's 2025 and everybody makes New Year's resolutions. I'm the same way, and this year I've started this channel and I really want to put a lot of effort into this channel. So a lot of my New Year's resolutions revolve around this channel and guitar. Okay, so I want to give you a brief history, my story, if you will, of how I got into guitar. And like so many of you out there, probably have a similar story. I'm 40 now, and when I started, I was probably in my mid-teens. Got my first guitar. My dad played guitar, and my older brother played guitar. So, it's kind of in my family, if you will. So, I got my first Squire kit. Saved up my money, got that kit, played it a bunch while I was, middle school into high school a little bit, and then kind of trailed off. Life took over, and I had kids, family. I was working full time. We had moved out of state, and all these other things kept me from really dedicating to guitar. And then fast forward to 2013. 2013, I picked up this guitar. It's a little bit different now. When I got it, it had the lipstick pickups and different pickguard and things like that. I've made a lot of modifications over the years, but this is a Squire vintage modified Strat. It was the Surf Strat, hence the lipstick pickups and everything. And over the years, I changed out the pickguard, changed out the electronics, changed out the pickups. I'm actually going to put in a new trem into this, but this guitar kind of got me back into it. 11 years ago now. Going into 25, almost 12 years ago. It was this guitar. I had this and a Fender Mustang V1 amp. But again, life happens, gets in the way, and I never really dedicated myself to playing a whole lot. I still had some of the same books to kind of look through and learn from. Tabs has been a big thing for a while now, and I had ultimate guitar tabs, and I would try to learn a few songs here and there, but never really took any lessons. And this is my only guitar sitting in the corner of the living room. Fast forward a few more years. In 2018, I picked up this guitar. So this was a Epiphone Trad Pro 3 Plus top. So you'll see the top on it, right? So it's the flamed maple top. And this one was pretty unique. I wasn't planning on getting it, but when I seen it and heard it, and I played Strats my whole life, and I never really picked up a Les Paul. I really wanted to give it a try, and now I'm really a Les Paul kind of guy, or a humbucker kind of guy. But this one had the Gibson 57 Classic and Super 57 pickups. It's got coil split on the 2 volume pots. It also has the phase switch, so you can run it in between and out of phase. And then it also had a boost, a 20, I think it's up to 20 dB boost on there. Okay, but a little bit thinner neck, a little bit lighter weight. So it's a little thinner body than a full-size Les Paul, but this thing was killer for the money. So 2018, I kind of picked it back up and got reinvigorated and started playing a little bit more. But again, not really putting everything into it. A couple years go by of picking it up here and there. COVID happened, 2020, and mid 2020, Fender Play was actually putting out a 6-month subscription for free. I think it was 6 months. And I signed up for that, and I started going through a lot of their lessons. It's just kind of getting back into it and really getting a feel for it. And then I started picking up some other courses, and I've looked at True Fire, Justin Guitar. I had looked at Justin Guitar since the early days, since he started. And it's still a phenomenal reference today. I recommend anybody going out there and taking a look. But all that to say really is, like so many out there, I love guitar. I love guitars, right? So I keep buying guitars. I love them. They're like artwork to me, playable art. All of my music is guitar centric that I love. So for me, guitars mean so much. So I really want to dedicate more time and effort into honing that craft and being a better guitar player. So let's get into some of these resolutions. Okay. Number one, I started this channel with my daughter. We want to go on this journey together. So one of my resolutions is to ensure that every week we at least put out one video. I'm going to start a daily vlog, and I'm going to call that resolution number 2. But in resolution number 1, I want to make sure that we're putting out one quality video each week. Regardless of what it is, we're going to be doing some tutorials, we'll be doing some updates. If we get a new guitar, we'll kind of do an unpacking, we'll get it set up, and I want everybody to kind of see that process a little bit. But we're going to put out at least one video, okay? Resolution number 2 for me is more of a daily vlog. So for me, it's really, really important to practice every day, and that's something that I pick up my guitar every day, but I don't deliberately practice. So really this is more about deliberate practice. What is deliberate practice? Well, it's really having a plan. Not everybody likes to talk about goals, okay, but you have a future goal where you want to be and the steps of how to get there. And when you sit down to practice, you're actually taking a focused effort into practicing along that path. So everybody's structure may be a little bit different when we talk about deliberate practice, but I want to break my practice down into sections. I do want to work on a couple warm-ups, but I want those warm-ups to be a little more melodical and kind of based around scales, but we'll still be able to warm up my fingers a little bit, my picking hand, my fretting hand, and things like that. And there's some good resources out there. Robert Baker has a lot of good resources and courses. One is melodic exercises, simple to complex melodic finger exercises, and I kind of want to use those to make sure that I'm warming up properly. And then learning my scales better. I know my pentatonic scales pretty well, at least 3 or 4 of the positions pretty fluidly, and connecting a couple of them. But I really want to focus on learning some of the other scales and learning those pentatonic scales and other keys and things like that. So basically music theory. So I want to take a little bit of time during each one of my practice sessions to focus on a chunk of music theory, to learn music theory. That's the language of music, right? Everything that we're playing, if we understand how it's put together and what it all means, I think we'll be able to play it better. And then very, very importantly, in my practice sessions, I want to focus on a song, music, right? That to me is where I've been lacking the most. So I want to warm up. I want to work on some knowledge and some theory, some specific techniques that I need to work on. But I want this all to be built around a song, learning a song, learning riffs, things like that. And there's a ton of resources that I'll utilize for that. We still have Fender Play, and my daughter is going to be working with Fender Play a little bit more. I have courses from some TrueFire courses, Robert Baker, Guitar Max Carlisle makes some excellent courses and information out there. So there's a plethora of knowledge that you can tap into on the web. Justin Guitar, I've already mentioned before, huge resource out there that can take you a long way. But deliberate practice. So for me, part of that deliberate practice is my accountability. So in that resolution, that's making a daily vlog of what I've practiced and what I've focused on, and making sure I put that content out there. Okay. So 3, I can't do this. So 3, my daughter teases me all the time. I can't, for whatever reason, I can't do 3 like that. So 3 is going to be learning to record guitar. So what you hear now in these videos, is really from a microphone attached to the camera. I have a small Rode microphone that's attached to the camera. You're hearing me talk, and then you hear the amplifiers behind you. Okay, so I have several amplifiers. They all can connect to the computer, and it's just something I've never really done. So I want to focus on learning how to put that together, sync that in a video, and make better audio for you as a viewer. So that's something I need to work on, and I'm committing to in 2025 to make sure I work on that and learn how to do that. And while I'm learning how to do that, I think that's going to help me take backing tracks and guitar tracks in my practice and being able to make better quality and better practice materials for myself. And then ultimately leading to number 4 for me, and that is writing. I want to learn how to put together songs, good song structure, and write some songs. So some original songs, and that's going to take studying songs, studying songwriters. And I'm not 100% sure on the genre that I would want to focus on. This is a journey for me. So while I absolutely love rock guitar, I know a lot of rock guitar is based in blues. A lot of rock guitar has some folk and country influences to it, and there's a lot to be learned from those other genres. So for me, I want to focus on the songwriting aspect and what makes a good song that touches a lot of people, and I want to learn how to put that together. So I'm not a very good singer. I don't think I can sing at all, but I'm going to work on that, and hopefully throughout this year and by the end of the year, I'll at least have a song out there for myself, for my family that I've been able to record. Okay. Now, number 5, I think everybody should focus on themselves a little bit and focus on being a healthier person overall. So part of my journey over the past couple years, in the past, so I'm one of those guys, unfortunately, I have a lot of I used to type stories. So I was a lot more athletic in the past, and I played a lot of sports. I've raced in triathlons. I've lifted a lot of weights in the past. I'm about 5'10 to 5'11. I'm right in between, maybe 5'10 and a half. And I was around 173 pounds when I was racing, 180 to 85 when I was playing a lot of other sports and weight training, things like that. And now I'm about 200 pounds. So I'm still working my way back down. And the reality is over the years, and especially since COVID and being in the house a lot, I put on a lot of weight, and I was around 240. So over the past 2 years, I've actually worked my way back down to getting under 200, and hopefully get back down to about 180. A good healthy weight and good healthy lifestyle. So eating better and making sure that I continue to work out, I continue to exercise each day, right? I think that's important. Again, for everybody, just taking some steps, maybe park a little bit further away, get more steps in each day, work on eating a little bit less or within your proper portions, those kind of things. So it could be little changes, and everybody's different. So for me, I'll be working on some of those things. Now, there's a lot to unpack there. I mean, there's some resolutions. There's 5 core resolutions for me. Now, when you break this down into the guitar portions, like I said, there's a few things that I want to focus on specifically between this channel and guitar. And when we talk about guitar, that main focus is practicing and being deliberate practice. That means that practice is probably going to change and evolve throughout time. So it might be a little more focused on certain techniques and scale theory type things to make sure you get that under your belt. Or for me, I get that under my belt, and I ingrain that a little bit more and practice that. But as that pertains to learning some songs and continuing to learn songs or sections of songs and things like that. So that practice will continue to evolve. It may start a little more basic, and it may grow into a little more complex, and then hopefully that should shift into a much heavier song oriented practice versus some of the techniques, skills, and theory. I think there should always be some theory in there, but we'll see that fluctuate, and hopefully you're going to be on that journey with me, and you're going to see how that fluctuates. And by all means, if you have any suggestions along the way to help me along my path, or to help you along your path as well, share that in the comments. But for me, that kind of wraps it up for 2024. Going into 2025, 2025 is going to be an amazing year, and I hope to see everybody in the channel and with us. So if you like that content, if you like that video, if you have any resolutions yourself, please share with us. Put in a comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you know when we put out more videos. Like I said, these videos, I'm going to be putting out a daily video, probably in the shorts form, and then maybe a recap video each week for that week's practice and what I'm focusing on that week, and then the following week as well. And then we'll have a video that we're putting out of other type of content, or we will try to. It's very easy to be burnt out on YouTube. I understand that. So I want to at least have that daily vlog and that recap video. So I hope you can continue to join us for that. All right. Hey, Happy New Year's. Here's to 2025, everybody. I'm Wolf. This is the Wolf Den. Out.